नमस्ते दर्शकबिन, एचके दर्पण अन्तर्गत साक्षात्कार कार्यक्रममा आज हामी हङकङको विभिन्न राजनीतिक दलहरूको लिडरहरूसँग भेट्ने क्रममा डिएबीको कार्यालयमा आएका छौँ। डिएबीको अर्थ डेमोक्रेटिक अलायन्स फर द बेटरमेन्ट एन्ड प्रोग्रेस अफ हङकङ। यो पार्टी हङकङको सबैभन्दा ठुलो राजनीतिक दल हो र विशेषतः यो पार्टीको यहाँको एथनिक माइनोरिटी जातीय अल्पसङ्ख्यकमा यसको पहुँच धेरै छ भन्ने गरिन्छ र आज हामीसँग हुनुहुन्छ यही पार्टी डिएबीको स्टेरी ली वाई किङ र हामी उहाँसँग लामो अन्तरङ्ग कुराहरू गर्नेछौँ। कार्यक्रमको लाई हामीले दुई भागमा विभाजन गरेका छौँ। हामी विशेषतः पहिलो चाहिँ यहाँको जातीय अल्पसङ्ख्यक एथनिक माइनोरिटीको बारेमा नै फोकस गर्नेछौँ र दोस्रो भाग उहाँ केही पर्सनल प्रश्नहरू, उहाँको केही व्यक्तिगत प्रश्नहरू पनि सोध्नेछौँ। आशा छ सधैँझै यहाँहरूले यो श्रृङ्खला पनि इन्जोय गर्नुहुनेछ। धन्यवाद। स्वागत गरौँ उहाँलाई। Namaste dear viewers. Today we are here at the party office of DAB, Democratic Alliance for the Betterment and Progress of Hong Kong. And we have with us the chairperson of DAB. Today we'll be focusing on mostly the EM community, the ethnic minority community, especially the Nepalese community, and the understanding of the DAB party and also Ms. Sterry's concern about the society. Let's welcome her to the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Namaste.
Since we'll be focusing our interview only with the EM community, basically the Nepalese community, as I've already told, what is your understanding of the Nepalese community? How do you understand the Nepalese community in Hong Kong?
Well, we have a strong connection with the various ethnic minority in Hong Kong as a party. We are the first party in Hong Kong to set up a committee to have regular contact with various ethnic minority leaders. As you may know, we have a regular lunch meeting. We will pay regular visit to the temples of various ethnic minority. And we have in Jordan set up a center. That center is to serve the ethnic minority in particular. And I believe all these measures show that DAB do concern very much about the current situation of the ethnic minority in Hong Kong. Our vision is to let all the ethnic minority in Hong Kong to embrace in our society because we are part of Hong Kong, and you choose Hong Kong as your home, and this is our home. Therefore, we as a party, we should do something to help or to tackle the problem faced by the ethnic minority. Through a lot of discussion with the ethnic minority leader, we know that the ethnic minority in Hong Kong, including the Nepalese society, may face the following problem and challenges. First thing is the education issue.
Actually, I'll stop you here. We'll be going like gradually, like education and employment and things. Okay, how do you? What do you feel about the legacy of Gurkhas, that is especially referred to the Nepalese community? How do you remember or how do you refer to the legacy of Gurkhas here in Hong Kong?
Well, based on my observation, most of the Nepalese people living here are quite actually happy and is able to find their way in Hong Kong. They basically live together. As far as I know, most of them are in Yau Ma Tei area and also in Yuen Long area, right? I remember a few years ago, I do visit some of the shops that mainly serve Nepalese, and I talk to them, and I join some of the festival event organized by the Nepalese community. And based on my contact with them, they are okay with the Hong Kong society. They love Hong Kong and they want to contribute to Hong Kong. And I do emphasize all the time, please let us know in case you need any help. And in the Yau Chi Mong area, we know that within the district council, we have members to serve the Nepalese and other community as well. They are all DAB members.
Yes, I know. Since I accept that a lot of Nepalese leaders are well connected with the DAB party, I accept the fact. And now let's talk about the education. What do you feel about the education of the youth of the ethnic minority and the Nepalese community? What do you feel about their education status or education? Actually, what I feel is they aren't able to reach the university as they would like to. There are problems, there are constraints in the society. Yes, I feel. What do you feel about that?
Well, I think based on my understanding, most of the ethnic minority, including the Nepalese people, they find learning Chinese as their main language difficult. That is understandable, right? They don't have a parent who speaks Cantonese and no Chinese at home. They actually keep close contact with their own friends group in Hong Kong. Therefore, most of the time they use Nepalese language. And I can understand as a Chinese, I find most of them can listen and can understand what we're presenting. But when we ask them to read and we ask them to write, then that is the most difficult part. And therefore, we actually line up a lot of meetings with them to talk to the education chief directly and also talk to the Home Affairs chief directly. And we all admit that there is a problem. And this administration under C.Y. Leung, we made aware that he also aware that issue. And I can remember 2 years ago in his policy address, he do agree to tackle this problem, to bring another syllabus to the school that help the student who learn Chinese as a second language. That is not using our own current system to let those who are non-Chinese speaking students to learn Chinese as a second language, just like we are learning English as our second language. I know that is his vision and my vision too, but maybe the progress is not that well, and it depends on the school. I understand some schools do have their own material, curriculum, etc. But some, because most of them are Chinese, they find it very hard to develop another system to help.
Let me inform you. Recently, I was there in a program organized by the Education Bureau, which basically were focusing on the Chinese language. Basically, they would like to put through the Chinese language through the kindergarten itself. But then, what I find, like a lot of people in the community, especially the EM, even when I talk about the Nepalese community, they would like their children to learn English and their mother tongue also. Like, what do you feel about that?
Well, of course, Hong Kong is an international city. Not only Nepalese parents want their child to learn English and can master English well. I think that is one of the most important aim for most of the Chinese parents as well, like me. That's not surprising. And I find most of the Nepalese students who can master English well compared to Chinese, right? Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, therefore I think they seldom raise this part or raise this difficulty to me. Most of the difficulty that I've heard from the community is they find learning Chinese very hard, especially written Chinese. And some of the old Chinese story, right? that is even harder, right?
Actually, we are used to the alphabets actually, like in English, A, B, C, D. But what I've understood it's in Chinese it's just character you need to learn actually. So it's quite
way,
difficult. It's quite difficult as compared.
Different way.
So what are the plans of DAB and you as a chairman of DAB? Are you putting forward to push a lot of EM students to the university? What are your plans? What do you feel?
Well, education is the most important thing for parents and students. If they can ride on the education and then have the social mobility, I believe that is the best way to help them to live better in Hong Kong. We think that it should start at the very beginning, like the kindergarten case. Our young DAB do have arranged a meeting with the education chief and expressed to them that some of the parents, including the Nepalese parent, share with us they don't have sufficient information about the current kindergarten situation, and therefore it limits their choice. Well, our vision is to help all the ethnic minority parents when they start considering to put their kids to kindergarten. Therefore, the help services, most of the information should be in their language. They should have a help desk or helpline to check in case they need. And then I believe learning Chinese as a second language should start as early as one day in the kindergarten, if possible. But I know because now the kindergarten is undergone a restructure, I would say, because it is turning from the private sector to the government subsidized sort of sectors. But my vision is we should have learning Chinese as a second language starting from kindergarten, so that a Nepalese child can master his or her mother tongue, Chinese and English as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about employment of the EM community. What I find and what my understanding is, a lot of EM are involved in blue-collar jobs, and which is quite low paid and quite difficult jobs as well. So what do you think, what should be done to put this EM manpower in other technical jobs as well, what I say?
As I've mentioned, I think the most effective way to put EM, including the Nepalese student and teenage, to professional job or technical job is through education.
Yes.
Therefore, they should have the equal chance, the same chance to get in all those schools and receive quality education in Hong Kong. I think if we can tackle the learning Chinese problem effectively, it do help. Actually now our system don't discriminate any person. As long as his or her result attain certain level, they can get the admission. But I understand because learning Chinese is an obstacle to them. Therefore, we have to tackle this issue. Employment. Well, we heard from the ethnic minority society. We know that they complain before the turnover. The civil servant do have some opening to the ethnic minority, including the serving as a police officer, immigration officer, a correctional officer. We have a special meeting arranged with the chief secretary. I can still remember. He, at that time, it is Henry Tang, and he promised us to go back and look into that issue. And I understand that afterward, the government do relax some of the criteria, and now I can see, like in the police liaison office team, police liaison team, they got more ethnic minority can join. Last time I met with the head of the correctional services department, and he also want to recruit more EM. Therefore, I immediately line up his recruitment team with our EM center, and we invite, as far as I know, near hundreds of attendants to attend that recruitment services. We will try to provide more information and channels to help EM to get to quality or professional technical job. I think another thing we can do, and the government is doing, I know, is to help to have more classes for them to brush up their Chinese. I think one of the key thing is their Chinese writing skill, right? When they try to apply certain job, when they're going to have a test, they have to go through their Chinese test.
Actually, when talking about the EM community, especially the Nepalese community, there are two generations, like I can tell you. Like the first generation would be who have migrated from Nepal to here due to the different rules and all. They had migrated here from Nepal. They do have difficulty in reading and understanding Chinese, I believe. And there are a new group of students who can read and understand Chinese.
Yeah.
So, what do you feel the older generation should be given the information, the government information in English? Don't you feel that, like, at times?
Well, I totally agree with you. Therefore, what we have mentioned, information in the appropriate way and language is very important. We know that some of the parents do not understand Chinese, and we have to help them. We should provide them with information in appropriate language. Do you find that it is still sufficient?
I do come across a lot of English leaflets these days as compared to before. So,
yeah, I think because we have urged that for a lot of time, and and all the secretary and the responsible officer do agree we should provide, and I believe that we should have more information in English and other languages. If you find certain area in particular that need more translation, you let me know. I can follow up it immediately.
Yes, thank you very much. Now let's talk about the local Chinese population and the EM and the integration as well.
Yeah.
A lot of things have been talked about integration between the local Chinese population and the EM community. What do you feel, has enough been done to integrate the minority population to the majority? Like, has enough been done?
My personal belief about integration is, if it can happen naturally, it is the best. Therefore, if a student or any person that live in Hong Kong can join our, mainstream, I would say, then the immersion or integration should happen automatically. But I understand there may have difficulties in engaging in different activities. I think for those young students, I don't worry because they study in Hong Kong, they have their friends in Hong Kong. By and large, I think they are integrated to our mainstream. A bit of a worry to come to the parents, to come to their parents, because they have their own connection. They don't have a lot of friends in Hong Kong. For this part of our population, I think what we can do is we should have the appropriate number of centers that serve the ethnic minority set up in different districts. Once they need help, they can come to that office, and we can share them some information so that they can join some of the activity of our mainstream society. And at the same time, we should educate the Hong Kong people to welcome all the people regardless their background. What do you think? Do you think it is, or do you think there are a lot of difficulty in integrating to the Hong Kong society?
My opinion, if you ask me, I do find a good number of Chinese, the local Chinese population, being involved in different festivals of Nepalese community. But then I feel there are places of improvement, I believe. More need to be done, I feel.
Like for example,
For
do you have any
example,
particular suggestion?
I would like to tell you maybe there should be one, like talking about the Nepalese community. I see there are different other clubs as well, like the India club, Pakistani club. We don't have a club like ours club. Like I believe we should have one of such clubs actually, where a majority of the Nepalese community can come and gather.
But do you think having a club cannot integrate to the main society? It helps to gather your own people together first, right?
No. It's not like that. Actually, it would be like we don't have a good place where we can invite the local majority population so that we could integrate with them. We don't have a good place, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes.
I understand there are different groups who also have the same or similar view that they want a club that mainly serve their people.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we could bring in like talking about different organizations, like social organizations that have been set up in Hong Kong. What I find is what the problem with the community is, like they would like some of their leaders to be somewhere on the executive level, so that they could understand, like sometimes there are problems, different understanding problems as well. So in that executive level of some organizations as well, they feel like that. Don't you? What do you feel about that?
You mean
like the community people would like their leaders or their representative to be in the executive level of some organizations as well, like that are set up for the EM community. They feel like that.
Oh, understandable. I think when they develop Chinese as a second language, as you have mentioned, it is better to invite representative from different groups, so that those who decide that policy or set up that policy should understand directly from different kinds of people.
Now let's talk about Yau Sim Mong district and Yuen Long district. There are a cluster of EM community, especially the Nepalese community. Like talking about the district councillor elections, I think in Yau Sim Mong about 5 to 6 district councillor seats, and even in Yuen Long the same. I believe the Nepalese community are the major player in district councillor seats in those areas. So don't you feel like it's time to, actually the district councillor election has already been passed now. Don't you think it's time to field a Nepalese candidate in some of those district councillor seats where they can win the seats? Like,
well, I think
since I'm asking you this question because since a lot of Nepalese community leaders are connected with the DAB, so what do you feel about that?
If certain candidates are ready to stand up for election, we should kind of test them regardless of their background and ethic, whether or not he or she is the most suitable candidate to run that constituency, and whether the chances of winning is the highest. I think this is the thing that as a political party will concern. Look at the cases in calendar. We know that some Chinese and some old Hong Kong people do go out and run for the office, and they success. And I think if we have some smart leaders from the African minority who can communicate both to the local society and also to different ethnic groups, of course, everyone have an equal chance to run.
Actually, I'm asking you this question because especially I was going through the voter list in Jordan West and these areas, and there were a lot of like Nepalese voters I found. So what I calculated was if DAB or if any other party would field a Nepalese candidate, there would be a fair chance to win in some of those areas, even in Yuen Long as well.
Maybe. Yes.
But then there is other way to appoint. Actually, I'm quite well aware. Like there are 17 district councillor seats in Yau Sim Mong district, and 3 of them is appointed. I believe 3 of them. So there is also a chance to appoint a a candidate maybe among the three, like appointed by the CE, actually there is chance to appoint one of them as well.
Now there's no appointed councillor. But if CE want to find some advisor to certain committee, I think like especially for those policy who involve or who are concerned most by the ethnic minority, I think the CE should consider more.
Actually, let me ask you a tricky question. Like a lot of EM, you meet a lot of EM leaders. Tell me very frankly, do they, when you meet them, do they ask for favor for themselves or for the community?
Not really. I think we share frankly the views, how they find the current society, like in terms of the current political situation. We also want to understand from the ethnic minority point of view, what do they feel? Well, they also feel very sad about the current situation. Most of them will share with us some of their idea and how they feel. The second major part of our conversation usually goes to the challenges and difficulty faced by the ethnic minority group. Some concern about the visa, education, employment. Most of the time, our topic include all these issues. A personal issue, I think we will help in if because we have a center, just like the center here. In case people want some help from us because of their personal situation, we will help.
So now we'll be talking about 5 more minutes maybe. So what are your plans now, future plans as a chairperson of the DAB and even the largest party in Hong Kong? What are your plans with the EM community and the Nepalese community? What are your plans for the future plans?
Well,
since I'm asking you this question, I know it would be quite quite tricky to ask this question to you, because there is one ethnic minority community like a cell to deal with the ethnic minority. But then I would like to ask you what
my vision is to continue to welcome and help the EM community to embrace Hong Kong and live in Hong Kong and contribute to Hong Kong. I think what we can do more is concerning the two important areas, like the education. As I've mentioned, I think we should push harder for earlier adoption of a Chinese language, of learning Chinese as a second language, in the kindergarten. And for the employment issue, I think the government sectors, NGO, and also we can help to liaise with the business center, business community, to provide more job opportunity to the EM community. Because actually now we are under labor shortage, and I think that is a prime time for us to do that thing as well.
And actually, if what we feel and what I feel is, if we we celebrate each other's festival, we get involved in each other's festivals and different gatherings as well, it would be a quite good idea to get integrated with each other in a better way. What I feel, don't you think so?
I think it depends. I would say most of the community happen like that, right? Like in Canada, like in USA, our Chinese community will join together to celebrate our Chinese New Year, because those who live in other country will have a strong feeling, want to gather together at their own festival. But I think the key things is, to me, is whether all those EM as an individual will openly to join the activity of our mainstream, and we as a Hong Kong people will actively or proactively talk to or embrace the EM to join one of
inviting each
there,
others
yeah,
in each
yeah.
other's gathering and maybe celebrating different festivals together.
yeah.
That would be a better way
Yeah.
to understand each other.
In
I believe.
DAB, every year our New Year reception will invite all the EM leaders to join as well. Yeah.
We are about to end our program. Like anything that you'd like to share your views with our viewers, and you are very free to ask.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for talking with me and let me share some of my view with you. DAB is the party in Hong Kong ready to help and serve you. If you find any problem or if you want any help in Hong Kong, you can think of DAB. We have a center in Jordan, and we have over 100 district councillor in various community. We have 18 branches that operate offices in Hong Kong. Overall, we have a good network that is ready to serve you. We all welcome you to choose Hong Kong as your home. We all want to make Hong Kong a better home for all of you, including you. Please do come to see us.
Dear viewers, we are at the end of our program. Today we had with us Lee Wai King-Starry. She shared her views with us. We hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you for watching us. Namaste.
Namaste.